zones and comfort picks and maps and things like that a little further down the line. Alliance for me is a team that I think need to get back on the radar in terms of like the bigger picture in EU.
No, I think that's a really fair take at this point. And I think they're a team that's highly capable of it, and we just need to see that now come to that fruition, right? And making it to this point is great, considering that at this point, at round of 16, we've already lost out on OG, who had a brilliant start to their run, but just dipped out a little too early. Heretics dropped out, No Poach, Movie Star Riders, two of the opponents here, 19 Esports, Excel are out. So again, a couple of big names have already dipped through, but we are into this one, so we can kind of pull our focus towards it and have a little look towards Icebox. First map, following up with Ascent and then Breeze if required, and 19 Esports will be starting out on the attacking side. We get to see what they can bring. A couple of names, obviously, we know them by now. Again, a team that are nightmares to come across early in these open qualifiers. They're a deadly little team, so at this point, we have to just see what it's looking like. And of course, you guys at home, any feedback on the stream, any adjustments? We've tried to work a little on those audio levels. You guys were kind enough to give us the feedback. So again, keep that coming. We'll do what we can. But John, the timing on this could be quite interesting. Ooh. And there it is. It's been found by Hype. So good work from Hype to kind of catch that timing on it, catch that angle. Jusu's going to find the spot towards the site here, but it has to fall away now.
So actually, the timing could have gone either way. That Cadaver actually going to pick up Exers, and you have to actually trade that back, and Yuri will find a kill. So it comes to a 3v3 now, a 2v2. This man standing, gonna be Hype here, brings us to a 1v1. Don Quixote very low here, but Viper v Viper. Not sure if Don still, he has one snake bite left here, but 16 HP, Laurent. Gotta find the, oh, he spiked the barrel! Oh, well played by Hype. Great patience shown there to come through and clear again, knowing he's low HP. Obviously that information gonna be relayed. Not expecting him to play that too aggressively, but nice little way to close out the pistol round there.
Yeah, I'm impressed that Hype's patience paid off then. I was a little worried he might lose track of it, the little bait on the ropes as well, just keeping that paranoia building in the back of the mind, but a well played out round there by Hype to come through and kind of do what is required. Now this round, of course, we've been looking at the buys coming through, and it's been somewhat even to an extent, with the adjustment being that heavy armor, really. Maybe a little bit more kit to come in with. You get the full kit and caboodle if you're deciding it. But yeah, again, apologies that Lord Waffles is no longer with us. His day rates are something else. We can't keep up. We
and then the treats on top of that.
I mean, that's what his rider has to bring in. It's crazy. But 19 Esports, a close first round. A 1v1 is nothing to sneer at. And these guys are very much a scary team to come up through. But already a lot of presence shown towards B-Long here.
And obviously with that force coming back in, it being a 1v1 at the end with the plant. So 19 opting maybe to make use of these weapons pretty quickly, charging down B-Men. I mean, they've initially got entry towards site, and they're going to get a decent wall set up here to get some control. Cadaver will spot it over the top, though. We'll open things up with the first blood. The plant on the second floor here.
Well, that's an interesting plant that they've gone for, and Cadaver's already punished Poppy Fresh, so that's going to remove the person who just got that spike down. 3 in the post. Now, Don Q's going to at least pop up a little bit of denial on the spike, buy some time to play with. Wall still there, goes down, Lucker on the swing. That's only going to be one. Good trade for Don again, but keep in mind the numbers still severely favorable towards Alliance.
Well handled.
Shut down. Yeah, considering there could have been a bit more pressure to that, I feel, but it was handled well.
And I think the plan there is to always kind of play some post-plant, and with obviously the snake bites. Unfortunately, not able to close it out. Really gained too much value there once they were able to reset back away. I almost feel like with the SMGs, you backing away to yellow, it makes it very, very difficult on the off chance somebody's purchased a Bulldog on the other side, or even the Master actually to play back in from Snowman. Again, that wall being popped very late actually left Snowman completely open. So I think that's the reason we saw them back behind yellow, as opposed to trying to maybe try and brawl it out on site.
And rinse and repeat this time. Obviously less to work with Sheriffs, and I think that's a frenzy with the Jet. I mean, why not? You can close gaps. Literally the only downside of the best gun in the game. I will fight anyone who says otherwise. Lucker tries to deny, gets left rot, but actually does get the planter. So Spike is down, but good little pickup from him. Let's see how clean this can get, or how much danger maybe 19 Esports can make from this. Touch on the spike, or at least John the forward. Caught in the end by Lucker. Very composed. This is gorgeous from Lucker.
Good shots.
The composure is fantastic. Now, this is the thing we've got to look at, is how much time does that buy? Not really enough. It won't really matter at this point, and the lineup, not quite what we wanted.
They're going to get through. A perfectly safe defusal come through. But again, I mean, the benefits, usually we'd see attackers lean heavily towards mid or A here, because obviously with a Viper, it's very risky to take those opening battles along B main. Maybe you could argue, whilst the Spectre's still on the board, it's a little more difficult for Hype to lock down that lane altogether. See if there's going to be any sort of adjustment here. I mean, you could say the same thing about A side, right? If you're going to try and swing belt or get up onto pipes, obviously it's very difficult to do so with the SMGs and find any real value from that. You've got to close the distance very quickly. Find an entry there, but first purchase coming through. 3 Spectres still on the board for Alliance as well, though.
Yeah, see if they can find use for them. I want to see if they've got something unique building. They do have that 3-play stack towards A, so I guess Jusu and his bodyguards at this point. Rainer up there quite close as well, trying to clear through Nest. Spamming away, showing presence, which I like, and at least kind of ward away the aspect that they feel like they could push. And you can see the Sage in middle, just kind of playing through the wall, just going to pop that down. And again, this puts a lot of pressure on the Viper towards B. This is, again, full-on side take. Wall goes in. And the plant...
I can't plant in the corner
quite
just
there.
there.
There, it's a little... Oh, and Hype's found it.
Yeah, again, hole poked through the wall. I think that wall just a little off. I think the plan was to actually still plant behind double there.
Yeah.
But now they're in a really awkward position. Exer's going to meet in mid here. They will find the shot, so potential to recover this now. It's a 3v4 for 19.
They hit the brakes for a second here and allow Exers to build up that kind of
30 seconds left.
Impression of presence, right? Because suddenly you don't feel so safe through potentially CT or, you know, wrapping through kitchen. They do still have Lucky here, so they can at least work on that, but you can see the fight on the side's not gone as cleanly as they'd like. Exers couldn't find the shot towards Hype, who's held his own, and the patience once again pays off. I'm impressed with Alliance here, looking very composed, considering that was the round they had a couple of Spectres out to play, right? But they will now have that perfect purchase.
I was about to say, actually, just carrying across an extra few SMGs from that and closing out round 4 puts them in a really, really good position. I mean, Jusu's not far off the Bladestorm, so, I mean, rightfully so. Throw the Operator in here if you can afford it. Coming into this, unfortunately, 19... I say unfortunately. I mean, they've got a couple of Spectres, the light armor here. They do have the Viper's Pit. They have the Revive available. Not too far off Hunter's Fury and the Bladestorm as well. This is the problem here. You have to respect this Viper setup on B. It's so difficult to just swing out.
I am a little surprised that they've kind of consistently pressured this. The pistol round got pretty close towards A. That was a really nice side take. You could see the intention. The wall was fantastic. All there. But this is tricky to handle. We'll see how if they find an answer. They're going to have to soon. You can't just keep hitting your head against the wall, but maybe a little bit more mid-presence. It looks like Fearoth, the speed up, the pace should come out now, but Lucka kept him so safe. There was never a threat with Lucka holding that cross, making sure the Sova was never going to get pressured even with that Howdrone in play. And Poppy Fresh being given nothing. It's like, well, you can take all the needless room. We don't really care about that. You can't plant out there. We're going to sit deeper on the site, make you work for it. Wall goes back up, and now there's isolated players. Yuri on his own, but he still does well to win that fight and peels away on barely any HP. Gets himself healed back up, and it looks like a lean towards A off the back of Jomba, getting a little bit of a step towards the site.
This could be terrible timing. Oh, it's actually Jusu that swings out and is going to find it. Revive comes through as well, so 5 members of Alliance back up on their feet. Well, destroy, but it's actually still going to ping him. Fearoth's going to get that information. Poppy Fresh still with the Bladestorm. I find something, and Yuri will charge forwards here, but stopped in their tracks by Lucka. Spike down now. Ooh, okay.
Maybe they
That's
should
a
be a
big
little
win,
scared.
actually, Poppy. Oh. Weapon switch. Unfortunately, I mean, damage done, but again, we talked about this yesterday, Lauren, with a couple of the scorelines we saw. At this point, with the round deficit, it's not even about damage to the economy. You are not putting a dent in that economy unless it's, you know, 4 deaths every single round and they're forced these repurchases.
I was thinking, I mean, in Counter-Strike as well, when we talk about, you know, doing economy damage, it's not MR12. You're playing MR15. It's a lot longer form. So these rounds, you can't just go, well, at least we took away 2 rifles. Well, they're still sitting on 6.27k. They've got an up-out in play. They're still fine. You know, the damage has to be a little bit more. It's a bit more punishing. But we do see a postured up Jusu, so this could be quite interesting. A bit of a different look there for him, but does fall off. It's still going to play it out. But yeah, the switch up maybe with the Viper going to actually work out quite nicely thus far.
Well, this is the good thing as well with with 19 showing so much presence towards B, they can flip over and almost actually invest 3 people to fight this early B main presence. Obviously, Jisoo rotate over with the operator. He's going to catch a hand. Oh, he doesn't end up shooting. He actually ends up missing the shot.
Movement's a killer sometimes, and Cadaver's going to try and hold the line, which he's done well at. Now, let's look at what we have left here. The defensive side are pretty split in this. Sova deep CT because they've lost control of kitchen and middle, and we know that the Killjoy had gone walkabouts, but now noted that should at least allow the Sova to lean a bit heavier towards B, but it's the Viper pushing through that spike. I want to say, I thought he might have maybe seeing one. Exers will punish Fearoth, and now Cadaver's HP is super low here. This is unpleasant work. It'd have to be a belter of a shot, but not going to happen. Now the 1v1.
Actually,
2 Viper ults in 1 round.
Yeah. This one's going to spread. Gives him a lot of space. But actually, Hype reads it perfectly. The wallbang comes through and immediately shuts it down.
Big brain.
That is huge, actually. Again, I don't know what the utility situation was like for Don Quixote, but you'd almost expect him in that scenario to potentially play a scenario where you can play the snake bite.
What did you say, Mel? And it's 6-0. I want to see an adjustment from 19 esports, and I feel like this round they have to come up with something, because those kind of long takes towards B, they've had, I guess, some... I mean, they haven't been just directly shut down on B long. They've been getting some spike plants, but they're losing so much to get there. They've barely been in a post plant that seems winnable. And the mid control coming out from Alliance is great as well. That secondary layer is perfect.
Yeah.
Now, I like the A pieces that 19 esports pulled off before. Now, I guess the scary factor is you're going to have to go up against maybe an op. You may be having to work in towards it. If they have that out in play, obviously the Viper's Pit was, or the Viper's ult was there last round. So, you know, there are circumstances where you can't just go for that A hit, you know, all willy-nilly. But I think they have to explore a couple more options, because this B site take has just been kind of denied from the start. So I wonder if Juju's going to have some impact with this op. Now we actually have players maybe looking this way. It looks like maybe Jet and Lee Sage are going to consider it.
Here.
Bodies are really spread across, actually, on the side of 19. Just a smoke thrown. Luck is actually going to create himself a little angle to play on the end of tube with. Again, it's just these slight variations, like you said, on this mid control that's going to make it really difficult for 19A to read it in kind of these mid-round calls where they're calling audibles, but also they want to make an all-out hit.
Look at this. Look at the amount of presence they can instantly put towards either mid or B. They've put so much faith in just Jusu to hold this. And he's going to stay there. He can if he wants to. Maybe Sova could lean, because they've shown a little bit of presence. The Sova put down a touch of utility, but it still looks like that burst towards B again, with maybe a little bit of a late mid lean, but Reyna going to keep that in check no matter which way you cut it. And look at the deep positioning now from the Viper on the other side. It's just this, okay, I've got to check on mid every now and then, because there will be some utility in the way, but they'll allow the spike plant to come in, but I just don't know if they can hold it. Let's see if the wall's any better, if any of the adjustments work out this time.
Yeah, they are trying to make this adjustment based on how many times that default plant's been denied. Jisoo now to it with Jumper going to opt for the classic instead. The pinch comes through, and that's it, Jumper. I had a lot of time here, but not going to find any real damage to write home about. Oh no, the spray's through the wall. Don Quixote going to get 2 back in return, but Alliance holds strong once again. 3 survive, Lauren.
Yeah, they're converting really well here, and even with the adjustment, didn't look phased. We haven't seen that kind of backline broken, really. None of the mid-lurks have found as much presence as they wanted. That was just going to be on, like, the Sheriff round, like a deco or such, so maybe they found enough through that to be able to try and pull something in here. But 19, they need to make an impact, man. This is starting to get to that no return point, right? Like, you've been hitting your head against that wall. What do you do now? We do look like maybe an A piece with a mid lane, a 3-2 split could be the answer for them. They've just got to do something. And already, maybe the counter read. The problem is when Alliance have sat there and got you every time we've gone B, eventually they're gonna have to come A sometime. And they can just put the extra man there. Cadaver's now going to be over on this side. And look at the aggression with this too. This is nastiness. Hacking away. Jusu can fall up and almost post up that Reyna as the unpredicted element, but Fearoth's been cleared. That's a different look now.
I got the spike.
First time I feel like we're going to be able to see them with the advantage, but Luck are going to get Fearoth right back on his feet and completely reset this round. But Yuri will respond. I'm not sure if Cadaver was trying to reinforce some aggression to make sure that res comes through, but it's going to be punished.
3 defenders on the backside. And there's the Killjoy ult. That's going to at least force them into the choice, right? Do we try and push up, make something of this while we can? I don't think they're in a position to do it, especially on this side of the map. Hype's going to try and put down the last piece of utility, maybe to hold on to something. Lucka still doing damage.
Way.
Great pickup of both players there. And look at this. They've denied the KJ ult now, and it's already back to a bad scenario for 19 Esports. I really thought this was the round that they could have done something with, but I guess when you have the Sova on the ult, just sitting in the back lines, able to deny, and then couple that with a couple of kills, it's not looking good.
Last player standing.
We'll find his third. Exa has pinged on the recon bolt. Just a matter of time before they clear this one up. And there you go. Hype will be the one to close it out. And I love that slight adjustment there. The Killjoy ult comes through. Lockdown invested just underneath pipes, but Fearoth actually backs up, and it creates this kind of 5-second gap where I think 19 are thinking, yeah, we can advance now. There's no way they're sticking inside this, right? The Hunter's Fury is delayed until the last possible second to cancel that ult out, and as a result, Lucka picks up 2 kills. It's almost baiting them onto site under that kind of false sense of security created by that lockdown. I really, really like that.
It's again, Alliance don't look like they get flustered under pressure to me, and I think that's a really, really good quality to have, especially in a game like this. Now, Poppy Fresh going to try and make some moves up middle. It looks like a mid piece straight up. Lucka on the other side. Greets him with a smile. Just aim training now. Falls away. Intentions noted, res forced. 19 Esports do have mid presence.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, Lucka fancies his chances once again, but look at where Cadaver has managed to get into. They're reading the flank though. Poppy Fresh with another headshot. They reset the count once again on his Blade Storm. Now Fearoth left with the task to hold down yellow.
Well, look, Hype's been like, look, I've done this every time. Don't worry about it, bud. You got this. I believe in you. And yeah, maybe right to be believing. Already Fearoth going to find 2. That's Jomba and Poppy Fresh denied from getting towards that yellow cross. Exers can't make the step either, and Fearoth looks immovable. Alliance just in such lockdown mode.
You didn't hear it. It still hits
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Oh no. Didn't hear the drop. Yeah. I love that. It's that moment. It's like, I haven't seen anything come out main yet, and everyone's just like, okay, turn around, check he's not behind you.
Yep.
What a hold, though. Again, Fearoth goes huge from behind yellow there, and Hype with the perfect timing on the counter peek over the top of the wall as well. Really, really well played by both of those players. Yeah, I mean, 19 just struggling to get a way in here. You can see here on the timeline, 4 of these rounds concluded from defusal, so it's not even as if say they're not getting the spike down. It's Lions just able to kind of flip things around in the mid round and really, really capitalize on these early round wins they're finding. You've got to be careful now. Actually going to be okay.
Don't be careful.
Well, yeah. Don't be careful. Carry on.
As intended. Yuri. Oh, it's not a pretty cross. It ain't a pretty cross at all. And Sova's still there.
Oh, he's gonna eat that.
Yep. If it wasn't for Lucka, it would have been the shock dart. There's still no spike plant. This is Alliance in just beast mode at the moment, 10-0. And I want to reiterate again, if you don't know who 19 Esports are, these guys are very good. They have made it into some really good positions. Maybe not your like highest tier, but they've certainly taken names. They've been punishing people throughout this. They took out, who was it? Was it Movie Star Riders, I believe?
Movie Star
if I'm
before
not
this,
mistaken. Yeah, so it's like they've taken out big names. This is, however, Alliance's choice. I do want to make sure that's clear. This is their map, but at this point, I got to see a bit more. Unless, I don't know, Alliance are absent on Ascent. Pound for pound, this is a spanking.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about at this point, I mean, just trying to get consolation because 10-0 scoreline, you're not even looking really for a pace change. And again, just a solo swing. I mean, oh my word. Okay. I was going to say that they need to shut down Juicy, but it doesn't appear anything can shut him down, honestly. He's just hitting.
Enemy down.
Like, sometimes you just get that, like, hot hand, right? And just everything hits. You love those games. Sadly for 19, this is not one of those games, and it's not just an individual performance either. I think that's something I also want to clarify. This is Alliance as a collective looking good.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's been on point. You know, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, all the usual phrases. Juice. Yuri's not
playing mind games. I love that.
And look at him. He's so paranoid now. He's like, well, maybe he's still up in pipes, maybe not. I'm learning where pipes are on maps. Mel gave us some great lessons on where things are. She got really tilted by it too. She's very angry. She didn't like us calling it CT. We didn't mean on this map. I'll tell you where it was. Laka, though, does find Yuri, and it's a clean slate. As much as I would love to be screaming about this matchup, it's been one-sided. This has been a bit of a powdering here at this point. I don't think there's any other way to cut this.
No, I think that's definitely fair. I mean, Hype actually 11-2 right now.
Bloody hell.
Which, again, I think we've kind of quelled that early intention to go towards B. But as I say that, actually, last round of the half, looks like 19 are stacking up for a very quick hit down B lane. Maybe just retrieve the orb? No, it looks like actually Poppy Fresh is going to come up and explore here.
Full in. This is just gun
okay,
out,
Lucker's
right?
got an Odin, yep. That's just to destroy the wall. Oh, no!
Oh, no. That could have... this is still going terribly. That's the person who had to fight. Hype's now denying that plant spot and taking down any wall. Cadaver's just dropping in, putting people in body bags, and now Poppy Fresh and Don trying to find a way out of the storm, because this is just fatal being around here. Spike just about picked up. They're all towards CT. Maybe he can make a go of this.
I mean, I'm not sure Cadaver that actually got the kill. Jusu's going to catch the angle. Going to catch the angle on the cross is perfectly timed. Actually, Don Quixote going to swing through mid. We'll close things out. A 12-0 half here for Alliance, looking absolutely lethal.
Match point.
Did I say it was like yesterday? Was it yesterday? I was like, I think this is the first time I've seen match point on a pistol round. Or was it the day before? I think it was yesterday, right?
I think G2 did it. Did G2 do it? If any of you have been watching, I swear it was G2 or something.
I remember making the comment. I was like, this is the first time I've seen match point on pistol round. And here we go. Next day, same again.
It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, there was one. Now, if you could hear Mel, you'd understand the conversation we're having, but she decided she doesn't want to talk to you guys.
Soon you will hear Mel on a desk.
We're bringing her out.
On a cast.
We're wheeling her out. She's not doing enough. We're going to make her a caster as well. Well, let's see if it is the 13-0, or maybe 19 can pull a little back. Right? Let's pull a little back here. Okay. Don Q has to fall away from this. Has to respect the kind of sight take and the pressure from Alliance. Didn't want to stick around. The Viper wall there. Wall is up. Everything going according to plan thus far for Alliance. Now post-plant. We have Vipers. We have walls. We have lineups. And we have a flank. Poppy Fresh.
It's only one. Look how stacked they are here. Look at... Oh, no.
What? Oh, this is not looking good. And look at that choke point. It's brutal. Just hands around the throat, squeezing at this point. And now maybe with Yuri and Jomba finding those, there's still a bit of room, but I'm looking for that. The next step is the hard part. This is the bit that's going to be the tough part to break, is the usage of this utility is so sharp. This could be the 13-0. Every shot just missed. Just sheer panic. But the time, Hypoc, they only got it.
17 HP. Even if he gets the kill now, it's a consolation at best, and they won't even give it to him. Hype closes things out here. A 13-0.